Hello, my topic is applying everyday haptic experiences around us to the making of music. I feel that as music production becomes more complex and the sound produced digitally becomes more nuanced, music production tools are not keeping up with the large array of new sounds. So to have more control over the sound we make, tools adopt more buttons and more features to accommodate for the need for detailed adjustability. Musical instruments, on the other hand, offer more expressivity on the fly, with how sound produced being driven by how you strike the key on the keyboard or how you vibrate the string on the guitar. And because there is a direct translation between the haptics that we feel and the sound produced, music making on instruments is more intuitive. How can music production tool or MIDI controllers achieve this level of intuition and versatility without the need to add more knobs and buttons? With this in mind, I let daily haptic experiences, which are familiar and oftentimes intuitive, drive how sounds are made. This could be pressing on a light switch, blowing on a candle, or flipping pages of a book. With a few Wizard of Oz prototypes, some of the insights that I've gathered are: first, haptic response should correlate to the quality of sound being produced. In this example, the object oscillates when it's blown on, therefore it makes more sense for the sound produced to have some kind of modulation or vibration. Second, the tactile feeling of the material upon touch should correspond to the attack and fall off of the sound. For example, when depressing on the surface of the sponge, the sound produced should have a delayed attack and a long fall off due to the elasticity of the material. The button should respond to the user's interaction by giving some kind of tactile indication of the range of motion. In this example, as the user presses down on the button, it triggers a low-pass filter. As the user presses further, the magnets embedded inside the buttons repel and create a sense of resistance. These insights come about from comparing how the user responds to making the same sound with the knobs and buttons versus with haptic interfaces. Some drawbacks of the haptic interfaces compared to knobs and buttons include: the first thing is that it has lower levels of control. This is because the response from haptic interfaces could be quite spontaneous and the results can be quite random. It doesn't guarantee the same outcome when the same action is performed. The second is lower flexibility in making sure that the value stay fixed. This is due to the mismatch between continuous adjustment in the knobs used and the button nature of the haptic interfaces used that have like a default reset. On the technical side, I've also worked out a basic system to let the Arduino communicate with the digital audio workstation of choice, in this case is Ableton, and the mechanism of the potentiometer that could be applied to prototyping a wide array of haptic controls. So this would help to rapidly make prototypes function in real time subsequently. Lastly, there have been some attempts at introducing intuitive and on-the-fly expressivity to MIDI controllers, like Vlogs or Rolly's C-board. These devices employ a flexible membrane which allows for such interactions as modulating a sound by vibrating a key or sliding between keys to create a continuous change in pitch. Or another product is the OP1 with built-in graphics that correspond to the sound made. A question that I have is that what can I do to differentiate my design outcome to be more effective and still remain appropriate? I'm not entirely certain that starting with daily haptic experiences is sufficiently uncalibrated to end up at an interesting design result. From the explorations that I did, I have a feeling that the design has a trajectory to end up similar to existing solutions. Yeah, that's all I have. Thank you.